Hello and welcome to The Real Deal. Now, Elijah Wood is super sick of hobbits and the like, so has taken more of a classical approach to his acting in thriller grand piano. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. It follows the story of a concert pianist who, in the biggest concert of his life, actually has his own life threatened by a gunman in the audience. Tough crowd. But is it any good? We give you The Real Deal straight after this trailer.
Call for help, and I will hear it. Get a guard involved, I will know it. If you do any of these things, your wife will die. Play a wrong note, and you will die.
I'll give you all the money I have.
I don't want your money.
Then what?
I want you to play the most flawless concert of your life.
Oh, I'm not sure if I like this film.
Really?
I did.
I liked it.
Ah, okay.
You go
Interesting.
first.
Well, okay. The thing that I really liked about this is Elijah Wood. What a brilliant acting performance from him in this film. He's really matured. I quite like saying people are maturing nowadays on our screen. But, you know, we do realistically know him really well as the Hobbit.
Frodo Baggins.
And now he's sort of managed to move that to one side and take on a completely different role. I didn't totally believe that he was of the age to be married and be a celebrated concert pianist, but at the same time, I think he lived up to the expectation really, really well. And he learnt how to play the piano.
Yeah, now
of
the
this,
guy,
which is really interesting.
yeah, speaking of sort of, because when I was younger, I did do the grapevine piano, so I'm nowhere near on this guy's level, but I was very impressed with sort of all the piano stuff. I thought that was very good. And I was very engaged in the film, like the first sort of 30, 40 minutes. I thought it was really well paced, really well done.
So
and
tense,
yeah, now, because there's a whole mystery element to it, because you don't know who the gunman is. You don't know.
Yeah, you do. It's definitely John Cusack's voice.
But yeah, no, you know who's playing it, but you don't know sort of what his motivation, the character is. Gosh, that's what I'm trying to say. But no, I was really sort of interested and engaged in that first 40 minutes. I would say this film is quite ridiculous all the way through, but even though it's ridiculous, the first 50 minutes had me completely engaged, so I really like that.
Yeah, you kind of wanted to know what was going on next. I also really liked that the majority of the film was set in one place.
Yeah.
It's set in a concert hall, and you think, how are you going to keep my attention for 90 minutes in this one location? But they really do manage to do it. I mean, the more I'm talking about it, the more I do kind of like it.
I'm swaying at people.
You are.
But no, it's very creative. That bit where he's playing piano and he's texting on the phone to one at the same time, that was really, really cool.
That was so unbelievable, as if you could do that, you know?
No, it was nice. It was like, that was cool. I like that.
Generally, overall, all the performances in this film were really, really solid. We see the return of Alex Winters, which actually we're going to talk about in The Bad a little bit more. But John Cusack is terrifying as the gunman. Elijah Wood is someone who makes kind of piano concertos, concerts like that feel a little bit more accessible in a way, and it works really, really nicely. He is also coincidentally married to the biggest film star out there, which doesn't make any sense. This child genius, you know, prodigy.
Elijah Wood's got game, is what she's saying, people. He got game. Frodo got game.
Frodo has got game. But overall, you know, it's a really good, solid film.
Okay.
So there are
Tell me what you didn't like, Bex.
It's utterly predictable, okay?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The moment they mention, and they do mention this early on, so it's not a spoiler, about the guy who owned the piano was Elijah Wood's tutor. He's now since passed on, and this whole concert is a celebration of his life and his work. And there was a very subtle mention of his lost fortune at the beginning of the film. And once I knew that, suddenly everything just slotted into place. Why the gunman's there, you know, what the connection is, that he needs, you know, Elijah Wood to unlock the key, all that kind of stuff. And it just was,
you were
I
far
know,
more on the ball
Sherlock.
for me there. I will say that whilst I didn't find it predictable, the annoying thing about it is, in this one, you know, in certain films, I've watched, let's say, like Seven, for instance. Kevin Spacey, so this is going to be a spoiler if you haven't seen Seven, but you really should see it. But Kevin Spacey is like the bad guy in that, and you don't sort of see his name. I don't even think you even see his name in the end credits. In this one, you got John Cusack right in the opening credits, and I was just like, okay, we haven't seen John Cusack yet. This guy in the voice must be John Cusack. Why would you say that in the opening credits? That thing annoyed me. I will say that, as I was saying, this film is ridiculous, but it just gets far too ridiculous in that final 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because then you got sort of Elijah Wood sort of battling the guy, and like it's no. It just gets too ridiculous after that point.
Again, not only is Elijah Wood a player, lands himself a hot movie wife. God, he can fight as well.
Yes, he can, apparently.
The other thing about, I suppose, we're talking about Elijah Wood and casting is someone like Alex Winters is in this. Now, I have not seen Alex Winters on our screen since The Lost Boys and Bill and Ted, and you kind of think, he must have done well to kind of come back again. But no, it is the most wooden performance I've ever seen from an actor, and it's just completely ruined the 80s for me in a way.
Oh, man. Damn you, Alex Winters, you've ruined the 80s.
Ruined the 80s, and that's a real shame for me. And also, just generally, I think the way it was filmed is that it's shot to edit. So there's no kind of like ad-libbing of the way that they're going to shoot, like let things organically happen. It's very, I read this in the notes, is that it is actually done very specifically and shot very, very close to exactly how they see it at the end product to be. And I think that kind of turned it on its head and wasn't particularly beneficial for the film in this instance. But that is just my own sort of subjective view of that. You guys might think differently.
So I like this film more than you did, Claire.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 3 stars out of 5. I think it's really solid thriller, which I really enjoyed. If you just take it as it is, I think you have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree. I'll agree with your star rating. I think it is a film that maybe you guys should maybe go out and see. It's not going to light the box office into flames with success, but it is a nice kind of different film to go and watch. And maybe when this comes out on, home entertainment release, that might be more for you as an audience. But generally, I think there's nothing wrong with the way it's made. I think it is solid. It's got some really good performances.
And you'll be inspired to learn the piano again.
Yeah.
Well, at least I was.
Maybe.
No?
No,
Oh, okay.
because you might end up hurt. Anyway, for more of The Real Deal on Film, then stay tuned to our website, therealdealonfilm.com, and give us a good old tweet at The Real Film Show. As ever, thanks for watching.